Good day guys, welcome to Liberty Tech Web Dev. In today's tutorial I'm going to show you the basic of HTML and what HTML is all about, and we will be using Visual Studio Code Editor for our work. So before anything, this editor is one of the best editor for programmers to write codes. And before you start using VS Code, you need to do some things to make your work neat and even faster to use. So the first thing I'm going to introduce to you is the Prettier Extension here. This Prettier is an extension to format your code. So I've already installed this, so you install your own too. Then the second one is the live server extension, this one. So it allows you to launch your work. Instead of you refreshing the page in the browser, it automatically refresh your page once you make any changes in your code. So that is that for the two extensions we will be using. This Visual Studio Code, there are a lot of ways to create projects. For instance, if you already have a folder here, for instance, let me say this app folder now. Let me just rename this to something else. Let me say my website. That is the folder. You can create a new project here, a new file here. Then after writing some things, then you save your work. Then it's going to ask for the directory where you will save it, and that folder is on desktop, and this is my website. And you just need to name it as, for instance, index.html. So you select HTML here, then you click on save. Once you save that, if you check that folder again, there should be something like that there. Let's check our folder again. You can see index. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to delete that, then go back to this work again. Another way to do it is just to open a folder. Open that folder, then you select the folder you want to open from the desktop. We want to open our website. Once you open that folder, it will open the folder for you. And from here, you can create your file inside that folder instead of saving. Yes, index.html. If you go back to that folder again and check, okay, here you can see there is index.html here. So any of the two ways you can do it. So once you've created the file, the next thing is to start with your code. And this HTML, the basic snippet of it is HTML, and everything is going to be in lowercase depending on your choice. If you use uppercase, it will still work. And we have now, the reason why I recommend Visual Studio Code is that once you create the opening tag, for instance, now let me before I use this as the code editor. Now once I type the HTML, I will need to close it myself. Then come back here, break it down, then the head. You can see it is tedious to use. So compared to this one now, even without the bracket, once you create the first one, it will automatically create the second one for you. Even without the bracket, if you type HTML and press this and press tab, it will automatically create the two tags for you. So HTML, you press tab, it will create it for you. The head, press head, tab, it will create it for you. Title, tab, it will create the title for you. Now the last one is the body. Now this is the basic snippet of HTML. This is all what you need to know, and you must know how it works. Now this HTML, it means, the full meaning of HTML is the hypertext markup language. Actually, it is a web language, that is, only the browser recognizes what is in your HTML tag. So the head, as we all know now, the head is the upper part of your code, and in between this we have our title, which means the title of your page. If your page is my first design, if you save your work, and let me just show you how it's, just right click on any part of your page, then open with live server. Once you open with live server, you allow, then as you can see here at the top part here, you can see the title here, my first design. If you change this to maybe Liberty Tech, you can see once you save, automatically, you don't need to go and refresh again in your browser. You can see it has changed automatically once you save. And this title is the title of your page. For instance, now this code pen, you can see that at the top here we have trending, then code pen, that is the title of that page. Then the next thing is the body, and this part is where all the code that we show in your page will be the body. So that is it. And based on the research, we have HTML versions. We have HTML5 and other versions. So I could say other versions is from 1 to 4. Then we have HTML5. And how are you going to differentiate between these two? How are you going to know if the HTML tags is, or the code you say is HTML5 or HTML4? The difference between it is at the upper part here, you have what is called the doc type HTML. So once you see this, once you see this, it means this HTML file or HTML document is HTML5. So that is what it means. This doc type specifies the versions of the HTML you are using. So the first thing I'm going to explain today is the heading tag. What do we call the heading tag? The H tag. The H tag is it's from H1 to H6. So let's just seal and test. So H1, if you press tab, you can create it automatically yourself by opening the bracket H1, open bracket H1, then you close the bracket. It will create the second one for you. So you can put something inside. Let me say heading first, okay, first heading tag. Once I save, I don't need to refresh my page. You see the results here. first heading tag that is in the browser. So the second one is the h2 tag, second heading tag. Once I save, you get that one. So you can see the difference between the h1 and h2. Then you can as well create till h3, the third heading tag. Then you can make a duplicate of this. Oops, don't let me do that. So you create h4, then that is the fourth heading tag. Once you save that, you can see that this thing varies. The size of h1 is different from the h2, is different from the h3 and h4. So likewise h5 and h6. So those are the heading tags that we have. Let me just put something inside, something nice inside. So once you save, you get the result here. As you can see, there is difference between h1, h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. So that is that about the heading tag. So thank you for watching.